Welcome one and all once again to my channel CC Sharing Space. Please like my videos and comment, and please subscribe to my channel. I would like to make a second video regards to the ego and self, right, in connection with relationships basically now. Right, the fact is that we are responsible for our relationships, and who we are will determine our types of relationships that we have in our lives, the type of people that we attract into our lives. So that's why it's important for you to understand your ego and also understand your subconscious thoughts, things that trigger you, things that make you make decisions in your life. That's what basically it means. The type of decisions that you make in life are actually focused or based on your subconscious. As I said in my previous video, your subconscious is basically your memory bank for all events in your life and how to relate to every type of situation. So when you're in relationships, your subconscious is also in use in terms of dealing with conflicts in your relationships, in terms of dealing with money issues in your relationship. So if you were from a background of a family that had maybe lacked money, there was a lack of money in your family, maybe your parents were unemployed or one of was unemployed, whatever the story may be, and you never had enough money. As a child, you're living in those type of conditions, so you get conditioned. Subconsciously, you start developing triggers in terms of money. How you feel about money inside, your feeling about money is now developed at a young age. Between the ages of the time you were born to 7 years, the first 7 years are very important. And then from there onwards, those 7 years conditioning is the basis, it's the foundation of the rest of your conditioning, which is now done by society, because then you go to school and then society starts conditioning you further, right? So people don't just become who they are, they're actually conditioned, right? You need to understand that even your husband, the way he behaves, or your boyfriend or your partner, the way they behave, the way they react to certain things is because of their conditioning. And if you understand these concepts about self and ego and subconscious, you don't need to understand the whole thing clearly, but just get the important concepts, and you'll get to understand how to conduct relationships, how to improve your relationship, how to make more friends, how to be more friendly, how to be more outgoing. Because remember those 7 years that you had the conditioning. So if you're in a family, for example, where your parents were not outgoing and they never trust people, you'll also have developed that conditioning. So you'll be wary of people. You'll be wary of strangers. You'll be more you know what I mean, distant from people, because the mere fact is that you have that conditioning in your home where your parents don't trust people. So it's important for you to understand why you are who you are. That's inner work. There's a saying that says know thyself. And then for me, that's a very big thing in my life now. At my age, I've learned to understand myself. I've learned to do inner work on certain things. Why do I react in a certain way? I should have reacted in that situation better. I should have, you know what I mean, dealt with that issue much more better. And that helps with relationships. So we're talking about, again, your ego, your subconscious mind, your conditioning. Those are very important things, because your ego is yourself. It's a concept of yourself. It's there to protect you. It's there to keep your interests at hand. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with that, with having your interests at hand, having yourself to only think about yourself first and then others. But at the end of the day, in a relationship, there's now two of y'all. You know, I gotta think about both of y'all. You know, both y'all's needs, both y'all's ambitions in life, both y'all's goals. So now we're having a situation in society that's not made to think for two people, for us. It's made, we all made individually to think for ourselves. And in relationships, we need to let go of that, let go of the ego a bit, and kind of, because you're safe, there's nothing to be protected from anymore. When you were a partner, you're safe. And remember, the ego's there to protect yourself. And now you're in a marriage or in a relationship, and it's nothing to protect yourself on against anymore. You're now in a safe space. So that's why when they say get over your ego, they always say find a space of peace, a space of humility. You know what I mean? Be humble. Have empathy for yourself and for others. That's now it's now dimming the ego a bit. The ego is good, yes. You need it for certain circumstances, but in a relationship, you need to be able to recognize when to, control your ego, because then that's the thing that causes conflicts in relationships. So the ego is very important part of who we are. However, as I said, we need to control it. We need to understand what it is and where it is, and how it makes us react in certain situations. Right? So again, in a relationship is about sharing, it's about understanding, it's about compassion, it's about empathy, it's about togetherness, it's about unity. And remember, the ego is about self, not unity. It's about protecting your own interests all the time. It's about making you the best. And when you're in a relationship, you're not in a competition, right? You are in a partnership. It's not a competition. And unfortunately, in society we're living now, everything is in a competition. And some of us are brought up in homes where it's very competitive. You're always competing with your siblings about who gets the best in the house, who gets the best marks in school, who gets the best of mom's attention, and things like that in a home. And we made to compete against each other. And that's where our ego now is fueled, because it's about us, me. It's about me protecting myself and doing my best. It's a great motivator, but we need to control it, right? Like everything else in the human psyche, it has its role to play. But in most cases in this society, in the Western world, the ego is overinflated. The ego takes away the compassion, it takes away the humility, it takes away the peace that we need. Even in a workplace, a person will be working so hard all their lives and never get to enjoy all their success and all they achieve, because they're always fighting, they're always working hard to achieve the next challenge, the next goal, to be the best in the workplace, the best in the department, best in the company. We get rewards. Our society is just about competition. If you look at it, sports is another thing. Sports is a wonderful thing. However, the competitiveness part of sports is that what dials us out as people. Because remember that sports is supposed to be enjoyable, to develop us as people, to develop our bodies and our minds. It's not only there for winning all the time. It's not supposed to be only for competition. It's about the enjoyment. And now in a marriage now, we tend to put the competition first. Sometimes in some marriages, husband and wives are competing on who's the boss, who's controlling the show, who's running the shots. Forgetting it's about partnership. It's about synchronizing your efforts. That's what it's all about. It's not about a competition. So ego plays a big role there. If you don't understand ego, then you end up just being so competitive with your husband, because you just want to prove him that you can do just as better than him. You a strong woman, and today's woman, we're told that yes, she needs to be a strong woman, but at the end of the day, we are already strong. We are strong enough. We don't need to be overpowering our partners. That's just my opinion. you know Being somebody who's in a marriage currently, and I think my marriage is quite stable because I work on it all the time. I try to be more compassionate. I try to be more of a listener, and try to not focus on things that are not important. Sometimes you need to understand that your partner is just like you. He's a person. He's also going through issues as well, so you need to give him slack. Because maybe he never have a bad day today. Maybe his week was not so good because he's going through his own issues, and he's coming home and he's not in a good mood. And because you so egotistical, who also have a job, are also bringing an income. So don't speak to me like this. Not understanding that it's all about sitting down with your partner. How was your day, love? Why are you looking so down? Why are you so stressed? It's all about communication. So it's not a competition. And because women and men both have egos, they are alpha women and it's alpha men. Those are men and women that have very strong ego drives. They're very competitive, win all the time. Everything is a competition. that even in marriage it affects them. Because now you need to understand that that goal seeking, that ego that you had before, it worked when you were single, and maybe it didn't work so well because once you achieve something, you always were continuing trying to strive for something next, something more to achieve. You never sit down and relax and enjoy your achievements and be grateful and experience the peace and calm that you should be experiencing when you're successful with something. you know Enjoy the new success, enjoy the new achievements. That's what we need to understand. We need to enjoy our achievements and have peace with what we have now, this now moments, and make more goals, yes, but find time to be more peaceful, to be have more humility, be more human and compassionate with others, even with ourselves. Because remember, I believe that everything begins within ourselves, right? So relationships work when you work on yourself. You need to work on yourself. And that will be my final comment on this topic, that any relationship means that you need to have worked on yourself, inner work. Find out what makes you tick, what triggers you, why do you make decisions you are making which are now not leading you to places where you want to be. You understand? Even with your children, why certain things trigger you. Relationships, it's a holistic concept. It's not only love relationship I'm talking about any type of relationship, even with your friends, with yourself, with your family members, with your children. So you need to do inner work. Okay, thank you once again for viewing my channel, and please subscribe and like and comment on my videos. Thank you, and remember, sharing is caring. Thank you.